Jungkook grumbled in annoyance as he pulled in front of Leah's house. The only reason why he knew Charlotte was here is because when Leah threw a party, no one else from university bothered to throw their own. He ran an annoyed hand down his face, wanting to turn his car back on and leave the place. He knew she wasn't his problem, but he wasn't a bad guy. He couldn't just leave her around guys who would take any choice to take advantage of a drunk girl. After telling himself it would be quick getting her and dropping her off at home, he get out of the car, walking towards the front door that was being blocked by a group of people shotgunning bears. He don't know how she threw these parties knowing how disgusting people are, especially drunk students. He would already seen a pile of puke on the ground while he was walking inside to find Charlotte. It was the chunky kind too, didn't make the sight any better. Jungwoo man, I haven't seen you in ages. Some guy holding a bottle of tequila yells at him. He don't think he even met him before. Jungwoo smiled at him, patting his shoulder while he walked on instinct towards the huge crowd yelling and cheering at something. Dumbass, he mumbled, pushing through the crowd when he noticed it's Charlotte trying to throw a punch at another girl. Jungwoo wins when she actually punches the girl who was screaming at her. The girl gets pushed onto the floor and starts crying as she holds onto her jaw. You touched my boyfriend, you fucking whore. The girl screeches, her tears were instantly gone. She stands up, going for Charlotte's hair. Jungkook quickly pushed to the front, grabbing Charlotte's arm and dragging her back as much as he could before the girl could attack. He came to me, bitch, fight him and his stinky fish breath. Charlotte stumbles out, hiccuping after. The other girl starts screaming at her again, but Jungwoo was too busy dragging Charlotte out of the damn house to listen. Let go of me, I'm not done with her. Charlotte yells, trying to break out of his grip. You are embarrassing yourself, he said, dragging her outside as he walked back towards his car. What's embarrassing is her fried hair. I pulled it once and that bitch's hair started coming out in clumps. She laughs, almost falling onto the cement. Jungwoo holds her back up with one hand, opening that car door with the other and showing her in. Oh, be more gentle, will you? She groans while rubbing her arm in pain. He's sure she was lying, though, because she was holding the arm he didn't even touch. What the hell did he get himself into? You should be glad I came before it got worse. Jungwoo scolded, turning on the car quickly. He just wanted to take her back to her fucking house so he didn't have to deal with her anymore. Who cares? She grumbles, looking over at him before laughing. Jungwoo looked at her with his eyebrows furrowed. Why the hell was she laughing? He turned back towards the front, sighing while he looked through his car to find a water bottle she could drink from. I seriously hope someone took a video of you so you can see how much of dumbass you are. Jungwoo cut off when she grabs his face with both of her hands, forcing him to face her. Jungwoo watched her in confusion until she moves her lips onto his, out of nowhere. Charlotte starts laughing and pulls away from him. Your lips just look so kissable, she mumbles. Jungwoo sits there frozen while she just reclines her seat and goes to sleep. What was wrong with her? Jungwoo seriously wanted to know. Jungwoo's jaw clenches in annoyance before he takes a deep breath in. She's drunk. Yes, she's drunk. Don't get angry. You're just helping her as a friend. He reminded himself, trying hard to calm down himself. He let out a sigh. Where do you live? he asked calmly, waiting for a reply while he tried forgetting about what just happened. Jungwoo turned back towards Charlotte when she doesn't answer, only to see her dead sleep. Seriously, he scolded, not knowing what to do now. How can someone even fall asleep that fast? His head rested back on the seat as he looked at her more closely. She was balled up in her spot, covering herself with her arms as a blanket. Sighing, Jungwoo took off his jacket and threw it on her. Jungwoo could only wait until she woke up to her home. The entire time Jungwoo waited for Charlotte to wake up, the only thing he would think of was the bracelet on you, where he noticed that bracelet had Jungkook's initial written on it. Jungwoo saw it on your wrist before the dinner, and it may or may not have been the reason why he shut the door on Jungkook's face at the restaurant. It could just be a coincidence, but the yellow bracelet on Jungkook's wrist looked exactly like yours, so it was hard to believe. Maybe he was overthinking all of it. Jungkook shut his eyes in frustration. It was obvious Jungkook liked you. He just wasn't sure about you. You were so hard to read. He had no idea if you even had any interest in Jungkook. Jungkook couldn't get you out of his head. The one thing he was sure of though was that he would confess to you officially at prom. Prom. I'm sorry. Charlotte suddenly mumbles in her sleep, causing him turn his head back towards her. Finally, what's your address? He asked, relieved. She opens her eyes slowly, watching him with a sad look. I don't want to go back there, she mutters quietly. You live in a damn mansion. What's there to hate? He said as he put his seatbelt back on, getting ready to drive back. Do you think I talk too much? She mutters again, shutting her eyes. Would you just give me your ad? My parents get mad when I talk, but I don't understand it. Jungwoo raised an eyebrow at her, about to agree with them until she continues talking. I only realize they're right when people tell me I'm annoying or yell at me to shut up. That's when it makes me feel like maybe I really should just stop talking, she said, her voice quieter than it was. Jungwoo sat there watching her balled up body and her shut eyes. Her eyes were shut harder this time, though, like she was trying to hold something back. Charlotte, you don't have to. Take my address and stop being so emotional, dickhead. She suddenly switches up, pushing her phone onto his face. Jungkook grabbed it, glaring at her as she throws herself back into the same position, this time facing away from Jungkook. Why does she do this? He grumbled under his breath while pulling out onto the road. He can't help looking over at her while he drives, wondering if he should really take her back home after she told him she didn't want to go back. The first conversation he had with Charlotte and her parents at Jungkook's and his birthday party, she never spoke a word. Even at the dinner, the small amount of times she spoke, she got told to stop talking. He never thought people could get insecure about talking too much. Jungwoo shook his head before continued driving. Who knows what her parents would think if he let Charlotte stay with him all night. Even she wouldn't want those thoughts in their hopeful heads. Taking her back to her house was the only good option. When he got to the house, he opened her door, about to help her out until he noticed her eyes.